So that's what we are going to cover today, reflection initially, and then we'll also look at the case where reflection and transmission both happen together. And this part, this is we have done earlier. Let's quickly go through that part also. What happens in case of a rigid end? And this is something, see, if we, here what we show is a wave pulse. When the wave pulse travels, this part contains energy. Just say, suppose there's only wave pulse here. This part has no energy. This part I'm basically saying, if we assume that in this case energy to be zero, there's no kinetic energy, and we take the potential energy as a reference here. Potential energy are also zero. This part has potential energy as well as kinetic energy. Why there's a potential energy? Because length of the string, if we take any piece of the string length has changed and the work has been done by the tension force. There's some energy. So even in the pulse also, the energy is contained in the pulse. And if we look just from energy angle, whatever energy which falls onto the surface here, see, there's a rigid support. Rigid support means at this point, the support will exert a force. But if this point is fixed, no work is done here. If no work is done here, there should not be any change in energy. Since the energy was in form of a wave, and after this also, after it hits the surface also, again a pulse should form. We should have the same energy. Just from energy angle also, we can infer that if a pulse strikes a fixed support, it should reflect back as a pulse. And if there's no loss of energy, whatever energy is contained in the pulse, same energy should be contained in this pulse also, which basically leads us to conclude both has to be same shape. Second thing we comes about what happens on reflection from the rigid end. Rigid end also, see, how is the pulse created? By application of force. Here at the rigid end, another way of thinking would be the rigid support. In fact, the pulse is trying to move this particle in a particular way. It is moving time when the wave pulse reaches here, it will tend to move this particle up. But since the support is fixed, this point is fixed, it cannot move. Why does it not move? Because the support applies an opposite force. And so since the force applied by the support is opposite to what has been applied by the pulse shape, we can think it will generate a pulse which is opposite in shape or inverted in shape. And but this is all basic discussion. All those things we can write in form of a simple equation. What is simple equation? And that's first of all, reflected wave should be such. And in terms of equation, that's what we write. If this is what the incident wave is, two things have to happen. One, of course, is direction reverses. And second thing, wave gets inverted. That's what happens in case of reflection from a rigid support. And later on, we'll say rigid support also, we'll define something as a, okay, rigid support. And that's how we write the equation. Either we can, two ways of writing the equation. Either I can write I here, or this same wave equation, two corrections we make. We make minus into plus because of direction has been reversed. And second thing, minus sign because pulse has been inverted. And if we have minus sign, it can be written in this form. So effectively what we can say, two things have happened. Phase has changed by pi and direction has reversed. So on reflection from a rigid support, and what we said under rigid support is also valid in case of a reflection from a denser medium. What we exactly mean by denser medium, this we have done in case of optics also. Denser medium is the depending on the speed of wave in a medium. So if there are two mediums, medium one, and this we have done in case of Snell's law. If there's a medium one and there's a medium two. So medium two will be denser. If speed of wave is v1 here, speed of wave is v2 here. If v2 is less than v1, it means in the second medium, if the wave travels at a slower speed, compared to first medium, second medium is denser. The denser medium implies lower speed at which the wave travels. So what happens in case of rigid support? Something similar happens in case of denser medium. In case of denser medium also, the reflected wave gets inverted. The direction wave is reversed. Similar thing we do, reflected wave, and it's a mirror image. We'll see that we will go in more detail about this particular point later on. What happens in case of free end? Free end is we can visualize if there's a rod here. If we have a smooth ring here, a smooth ring will not offer any resistance to displacement in y direction. That's what we call as a free end. Okay. So no resistance at the free end, but here also no, this is not a source. Energy is not getting lost anywhere. So whatever energy is contained in the pulse, that energy also gets reflected back in form of reflected pulse. And unlike previous case, since this case is different, the energy in the pulse has to be same. Previous case where it is inverted, in free case it is, in case of free support, it is of same, it is erect, it is of the same shape. So this is incident wave, reflected wave. There's no change in phase, only the direction gets inverted or direction gets reversed. So we can write in terms of statement in case of reflection from free support. And what is valid in case of free support is also valid in case of rarer medium. So whenever wave gets reflected from a rarer medium, what is rarer medium means? The other medium has higher speed. Wave travels at a higher speed in the next medium. The direction wave is reversed without any change in phase. So we'll apply these two things in terms of a simple question. One is reflection from free end, other is reflection from the fixed end. Okay. The reflected image is this. Okay, we'll come to this part. Let's understand, even before we do so, let's first understand the superposition of two pulses. So you can imagine this is a string here, and this is a kind of imaginary pulse. Rather than taking a shape of a sine curve, you are taking a triangular pulse. Some questions also have come in a triangular pulse, and you understand better in case of triangular pulse. So this is one wave which is traveling. So long string, we can create a pulse here in this direction, and this side also we create a pulse, and both start traveling. And you notice here, both the pulses are identical in shape, but this is inverted. Identical but inverted. So these two pulses, this also both are traveling in the same medium. This is having a speed of 1 centimeter per second. This also having a speed of 1 centimeter per second. Amplitude is 1 mm, 1 mm. And you notice here, I've drawn some dotted lines here. Each dotted line indicates each interval indicates 1 centimeter. So if two waves are traveling, initially they are independent waves. What will happen at some point of time, they start overlapping. And when they overlap, that's what you call a superposition waves. So when they overlap, the particle of the medium will get affected by this pulse as well as this pulse. What would be the resultant displacement in that case? Resultant displacement will be sum of displacement due to first pulse and the second pulse. So that's what will happen here. So this is how it looks like at t is equal to 0 second. If we take next step, this is t is equal to 0 second. Now at t is equal to 3 second, can we draw the shape of wave pulse at t is equal to 3 second? What will happen? So I'm taking next instance equal to 3 second. So 3 second, what will happen? This wave shape will travel a distance equal to velocity into time interval. Each second it travels 1 centimeter. From here, 1 second moves here, second here. So wave will move up entire wave shape. This will shift towards right by 3 centimeter, and this will shift towards left by 3 centimeter. So can we draw the shape? All of you can just try and draw the shape. What will happen if, and what we are initially what we imagine, when they overlap, each wave retains its identity. So each will move as if other one is not present. Can we draw the shape at t equal to 3 seconds? Easy enough. That's how the shape will look like. The whole wave shape has been shifted by 3 centimeter. This also from here 1, 2, 3 range has been shifted like this. So this is the if we consider independently, this is how it will look like. And which is the reason of overlap? This is the area from here to here, it is overlapping. So if I have to find, this was a particular point on the string. This is a particular point on the string. What would be the displacement of this particular point on the string? Now, displacement of this particular point, what would be the displacement of this particular point on the string?
0.
First wave is 0. And what about this wave? Here, see, this point is 0 anyway. If I look at this point, this particular point is affected by only one wave, blue wave. So this will be this point here. This will be this point here. This will be this point here. So shape of the wave, if I have to define, what would be the resultant shape when both waves partly overlap? Now, overlap will continue. Overlap will continue. So if I have to draw the shape, this is what the resultant shape will look like. Red color. I hope this is clear. So basically this is what the shape will look like at equal to 3 seconds. Now we continue further. So they continue traveling. Basically, how did we find? I hope this point is clear to everyone. What we had drawn here, both wave shapes remain unaffected by presence of other wave. They keep moving. Sorry, did I press the record button? No. That's there. Okay. So they keep moving, and when they overlap, wherever overlap is happening, resultant displacement is sum of displacement due to each wave or each wave pulse, imagining as if other one is not present. Now what will happen? T is equal to 4 seconds. T is equal to 4 seconds. The blue shape, the left wave will move 1 more centimeter towards right, and this will move 1 more centimeter towards left. What is the region of overlap? Now let's look at, see, we are concentrating on which point. We are looking at what is the displacement of this point. It will remain here only. How about this point here? This point, the blue wave creating zero displacement and this creating here. This point will move here. How about this particular point? This point is having upward displacement and downward net displacement remain zero. How about this point? This point, this will be the net displacement and this is the displacement. And in between, you can understand it's a summation of two linear shapes. So this also will remain like a straight line. So can we draw the shape of resultant wave at t is equal to 4 seconds? Easy enough. This will be the shape of wave at t is equal to 4 seconds. Okay. So, and this is the fashion. This is so any such question, any two wave pulse are given. If we have to draw the shape of wave pulse at any instance of time, we shift both the wave pulses by distance equal to velocity into time interval. Draw these two wave shapes independently and find the sum of it. That becomes the shape. Okay. So this is what we had done, and I hope there's nothing very complicated. I hope all of you have understood this point. If anybody has a question, you can ask now. So this is shape. No, but what we had done here, we have done it for two wave pulses. Actually, what we have done here is also valid in case of reflection of a wave pulse from a fixed support. Now, fixed support also, what we imagine, what does fixed support does? Fixed support creates a mirror, inverted mirror image. The reflected wave or reflected wave pulse, as the case may be, reflected wave or reflected wave pulse is a inverted mirror image of incident pulse. So if let's imagine, so suppose this is where the fixed support was. If this is the incident pulse, the reflected pulse would be a mirror, inverted mirror image. So we draw a mirror image and invert, this becomes the image. So what would be the shape of wave or wave pulse on reflection from fixed support? It would be superposition of these two wave pulses. It will be exactly same as we have drawn here. But see, for our understanding, this is imagination. This is something, this is analogy what we use. Is this really exist here? No. So wave here, so since if it is fixed support, the string will exist only on the left hand side. So only the right part is only for purpose of determining the shape of resultant wave. So actual wave shape in case of reflection, what is the support? This is rigid support. The actual wave shape will exist only on the left hand side. So what will the wave shape which will form if it is rigid support? This is what the wave shape will form. I hope this part is clear. This is part. So what we have done here, so whenever whatever shape of wave pulse or wave is given, if we have to draw the shape of reflected wave, there are two things: incident wave, reflected wave. Reflected wave is mirror image, where image is image in the support, inverted image. And yes, sir. Any question?
Sir, I didn't understand why inverted mirror image. Like, why not just a mirror image of it?
Why not mirror image? Because this is something, this for see, had the wave this been continuing here, what does support do? Support applies a force which is opposite to what is applied by wave pulse.
Yes, sir.
And second thing, what we notice is another point we notice here. Second thing, what we notice here, had it been, we'll come to next point also. What is the displacement of this point here? This is the point here. When they start overlapping, what would be the displacement of this point in these two cases?
0, right, sir?
0. And can it be anything other than 0? If it is a
No,
fixed
sir.
support, what does fixed support mean? The point of a string which is connected to the fixed support, its displacement must always remain 0. So what kind of wave has to be created by the support so that this sub remains 0? It has to be inverted one only. Then only, and you notice here, any instance of time, if I draw, we have drawn for t is equal to 3 seconds, we drawn to t equal to 4 seconds. If I draw for t is equal to 3.1 second, or I draw for 3.5 second also, if I continue drawing, what will be the net displacement of this point will come to? It will always come equal to 0. That's another reason why it has to be inverted.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you understood what he had done here. So this is something. So same thing. Inverted. Basically, the shape of reflected wave, or shape of resultant wave after reflection, we find out by superposition of waves, incident wave and reflected wave. What is the reflected wave? Reflected wave is inverted mirror image in the rigid support. Jaideep, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me how do we draw shape of resultant wave on reflection from rigid support? I'll repeat my question again. What is the shape we want to draw here? What does red color indicate, Jaideep, here?
The resultant wave, sir.
Shape of resultant wave on
Rigid support.
reflection from rigid support. And resultant means what? Resultant wave is resultant of what? Incident wave and reflected
Reflected
of the
wave.
resultant wave. And you understand here, which part of wave will really exist? Only the part on the left hand side.
Left side.
What I have grayed out, this part is only for purpose of our understanding. Can we easily draw? Is any complication anywhere in drawing the shape?
No, sir.
No. Okay. This is what happens in case of rigid support, where two pulses or two waves were inverted mirror image. What happens in case of a free support? Let's come to free support. So before we go to free support, first what we'll try to understand, in this case, superposition is happening of two identical wave pulses. They are not inverted. Can we draw the superposition of these two wave pulses at t is equal to 3 seconds and t is equal to 4 seconds? Can you all draw? What is the shape? What is the shape of the string at t is equal to 3 seconds? And what is the shape of the string at t is equal to 4 seconds? You know, this again similar case here. We all draw the shape at t is equal to 3 seconds and t is equal to 4 seconds. All of it try and draw. See that matches or not. So it is simple. I think what we have done before. T is equal to 3 seconds. What will happen? This has moved by 3 centimeters. This has moved by 3 centimeters. So this is how the blue shape will look like, and this is how the brown shape will look like. So if I have to find which are the 4 points of interest, this is the 4 points. These are the 4 initial points on the string. Now we want to find out at t is equal to 4 seconds, where would these 4 points, what will the position of these 4 points? So this particular point, it will remain here only. This particular point, if we take sum of these two, this will remain, this will be this point here. What will happen to this particular point? It is suffering both the displacement in the same direction. The resultant displacement will become sum of this point. This point will come here. This point will move here, and this point remain here. That will be the shape of the wave. Anybody has any problem, Karthikeyan?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Any difficulty at all?
No, sir.
No. So we draw the shape, easy. So this is something, this is how the shape will look like. That will be the shape of the wave. And I forgot to mention, this is like an imaginary shape. Actually, the string cannot have a kink. The string cannot have a kink. This is something, question also they ask like this. In reality, there cannot be sudden change in slope. And the sudden change in slope, so you can think of why that cannot happen. But this is a hypothetical case. For hypothetical wave cases, this is the resultant one. This is how the shape will be. When we draw t is equal to 4 seconds also. T is equal to 4 seconds, what will happen? A similar way we continue. The blue color moves by another 1 centimeter. This also moves by another 1 centimeter. Now these are the 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. It's actually 5 points. So this point will remain where it is. This point also remain where it is. This point, this is sum of these two. One of them is 0, equal to other one only. And these 2 points will add up. It will come here. What will be the shape of wave at t is equal to 4 seconds? This is the shape of. So we have done 2 things. We are simultaneously, we are doing what will be the shape when 2 opposite waves undergo superposition, and we are also doing reflection. In this case, previous case, what I did after that, I said it is reflection from the rigid support. In this case, what is it? This case is also valid in case of reflection from a free support. In case of free support, the reflected wave is a mirror image of incident wave in the free support. So where is the free support? If this is a mirror image, right in the middle. So if this was the free support here, if this was the free support, and this is the incident wave, this would be the reflected wave. Reflected wave is mirror image. In previous case, inverted. In this case, not inverted. Okay, and we can draw. And since once we draw here, actually the wave will exist only on the left-hand side of the free support. So this we can gray it out. This what the shape of string will look like when it gets reflected. During for some brief period of time, there's incident wave also and reflected wave also. This is what the shape of the string will look like at t is equal to 3 seconds. This is what the shape of the string will look like at t is equal to 4 seconds. We have done two things. We have done superposition of two wave pulses, and we also done reflection. And only 2 points we have to, what are the few points we need to keep in mind? In case of reflection from a rigid support or a denser medium. In case of reflection from a rigid support or a denser medium, the direction of wave gets reversed and phase also changes by pi. Or in terms of wave shape, we can say, how do we draw wave shape? The reflected wave in case of rigid support is an inverted mirror image. And in case of free support, it's a mirror image. Okay, so some of the question, and now this is fairly easy question. Let's see whether we can solve this question here. So this is a question given, a wave pulse on a string has a diameter. This is shown. Similar to what we have shown here, the speed is given 1 centimeter per second. And O is the free end. What is the shape of wave at t is equal to 3 seconds? Can we all find an answer for this? So I'll give a minute for all of you to try and solve this question. So here also, if wave speed is given, O is the free end. So what we'll think here, this is something, what would free end do? So if we take this like as a mirror, there's a reflected wave. Free end will create a reflected pulse. What will the shape of reflected pulse? It will be erect. So both will move with the same speed. What will happen? Let's draw the shape and let's draw the wire. Let's see. Where is the point? This is a point O. Let's draw this wave, this pulse at t is equal to shape at t is equal to 3 seconds. So 3 seconds means what? This point will reach O. Are we clear? Because this point is a distance, so this point will reach O. So the shape of wave pulse, incident wave pulse, will be like this. That's how incident wave pulses. If I want, I can draw in red color just to differentiate from the one. So this is incident wave pulse. Sorry, what has happened? Okay, this is incident wave pulse. And during this period, even the reflected one also should reach here. This point also was, this also was 3 centimeters since a mirror image. So this is incident and this is reflected. Both are identical at this point. So what will be the resultant shape here? The resultant shape at t is equal to 3 seconds. And this is imaginary part. This is where the support is. What will the resultant? This point is 0 and this will become double. So that would be the shape. This is the shape. And if this was 1 centimeter, this will become equal to 2 centimeters. Agashri?
Yes, sir.
Is this easy?
Yes, it is.
Easy. So this is wave shape. So I hope this part is understood. And based on this, we'll do something more. Okay, so there's another question like this. This is previous case, it was symmetrical triangle. This is not symmetrical one. So can we get an answer here as well? All of you can get an answer. Somehow. Clear to everyone? Okay. Now Now we'll do, so far what we have dealt with, the fixed support or a free support. It is also possible if two strings are connected together and two strings are not identical. One string is of a different type of rope and this is a different type of rope. And what does denser mean? So in this medium, this string, if velocity is v1, speed of wave in this medium is v1, and the second medium velocity is v2. If this medium is denser, it implies v2 is less than v1. That's what denser medium means. And why would velocity be different? Suppose both the strings are connected, they are being pulled apart by same tension force. Tension in both the strings are same. Still, how could velocity be different? What would make velocity different despite the tension remaining same?
Mu value
is different. So we have one thin rope, one thick rope. So if mu value changes, we know if v2 is greater than v1, but v2 is equal to what? v2 can be written as t by root of mu2 is less than root of t by mu1. Or basically, if mu2 is greater than mu1, it is a denser medium. So denser medium, it could be even with the same tension. If two parts of the string, if one inner rope is connected by thicker rope, at this junction, this becomes the junction. It is so when a wave travels from here, when it passes this point, it will move from a medium of a rarer medium to denser medium. Something similar we have come across even in case of light wave also, Snell's law. Okay, so when we are first of all understanding of denser medium. Denser medium depends on not on density of the material. Denser medium, when we talk about wave, depends on its relative speed of wave in medium. Whichever medium speed is higher, that called is rarer medium. Whichever medium speed is lower is called denser medium. So in this case, what we notice here, incident wave is initially traveling in the rarer medium. When we reach this point here, now in the previous case, it was a fixed support, the wave could not have traveled beyond this point here. Now, since there's a string here also, what will happen? At this particular point, two things will happen. Part of the wave will get transmitted and part of the wave will get reflected. So this is something what we see is a transmitted wave, and this is what we see is a reflected wave. And when this happens from a denser medium, as we already discussed, whenever it gets reflected from a denser medium, the wave will get inverted and transmitted will always remain in the same sense. It remains same, and we'll come to a little bit of, we'll not prove it, but we'll go through one numerical. And if you follow the numerical, you will understand the logic behind why it happens. You will have an indirect proof by the time you finish our class today. This is what happens when it tends traveling from rarer to denser medium. Look at this case here. This case is different. It's traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. When it gets travels from denser medium to rarer medium, partly it is transmitted and partly it is reflected. And what we notice, reflected wave is not inverted, it is erect. Transmitted wave is always erect. It doesn't get inverted. From rarer to denser medium, reflected wave is inverted. So what is the boundary condition? What basis when two waves get reflected here? So when it gets transmitted here, this wave pulse will travel with speed of v2. This will travel with speed of v1. If this had a frequency f, transmitted will also have same frequency. This also will have same frequency. The frequency does not change. But speed, reflected wave, if this speed was v1, reflected one also will have same speed, and transmitted will have a speed corresponding to that medium. And what other things we need to know here? But this is something, this is a boundary condition. This is a boundary here. In boundary here, in this case, left-hand side, if waves start coming, left-hand side will have two waves, incident wave and reflected wave. On right-hand side of boundary, we'll have only transmitted wave. Okay. So there's a wave on the left-hand side, which is sum of incident wave and reflected wave. And right-hand side, we have only transmitted wave. So what has to be, what is the boundary condition? So whatever resultant wave we get here, the slope of the resultant wave at the boundary on the left-hand side has to be equal to slope on the right-hand side. There cannot be any kink. So that's the boundary condition we use for derivation. We'll not go to the derivation. So boundary condition on either side, and if we consider interface as x is equal to 0, if we take coordinate system to be 0, at the interface. Slope must be equal on either side of x is equal to 0. So LHS slope has to be equal to RHS slope, or we'll come to that point again later. And second thing, what has to happen here also, there's no loss of energy. So whatever incident energy per unit time, the final energy after reflection also should remain same. What is this? Incident power is equal to power of the reflected wave and power of the transmitted wave. These are the conditions we use for derivation. And the resultant of derivation is like this. Let's see what, this is the incident wave. Incident wave, we have used K1 here. The reason why we used K1 here, the omega, we have not used omega 1 here. The reason we have not used omega, because all three waves will have same value of omega. But K value is what? K is equal to 2 by lambda. As the speed changes, if speed becomes double, lambda also becomes double. That's why the speed changes. The speed changes in the same proportion as wavelength. So here, two different, if speed of wave is different, wavelength also will be different. Hence, the wave number also will be different. First medium, this is the equation. This is incident wave. Reflected wave. Let's look at what is reflected wave. In this case, we have taken reflected wave. We'll come to that. Reflected wave is simply write like this. I'm not writing for rigid or not. Okay, this is general case. So reflected wave, this will remain K1. And what will happen? An amplitude is AR. This is amplitude of incident wave, amplitude of reflected wave, amplitude of transmitted wave. What we notice in case of transmitted wave, it's traveling in the same direction. This is K2. K2 refers to, because the lambda changes, accordingly K also will change. Now let's see what are things which are relevant here. We can find relationship between K1 and K2 based on the velocity. We can, this can be found. See, basically what is V1 equal to? V1 is omega by K. V1 will equal to omega by K1. And what will V2 be equal to? V2 will be equal to omega, sorry, V2 will be equal to omega by K. So if velocities are known, or if mu value is known, we can find value of, if K1 is known, K2 can be found. Only thing which is not, which is unknown here is these two terms. Two unknown terms are, if this is the amplitude of incident wave, what is the amplitude of reflected wave, and what is the amplitude of transmitted wave? And those equations are like this. This is V1. This is what I have written here. Now, what would be the amplitude of reflected wave? AR by AI. So amplitude of reflected wave divided by amplitude of incident wave is equal to V2 minus V1 divided by V2 plus V1. And this is something similar to equation what we have in case of collision. Okay. And you notice here, when in this case, what will happen when it is traveling from rarer to denser medium? If it's traveling from rarer to denser medium, V1 is greater than V2. If V1 is greater than V2, automatically this term will come negative, and it will imply the amplitude of AR will become negative. So we don't have to remember automatically the inversion factor, whether the wave will, reflected wave will remain erect or inverted. This formula takes care of the phase as well. So AR by AI is equal to V2 minus V1 divided by V2 plus V1. And this is something what we need to memorize. This is something not easy to arrive at, not easy to derive. It's a lengthy derivation and not very relevant. So first of all, you say this topic is more like, I would say, still not very important. I've not seen many questions coming. In fact, the number of questions which have come in mains so far is 0. But it doesn't mean it cannot come. So we are just covering for be on the safe side. Okay. Similarly, so this is something from this equation we can find out amplitude of reflected wave. What is amplitude of transmitted wave? You notice here also start with V2, here also it is V2. So we notice, but this is 2V2. It's V2 minus V1 divided by V2 plus V1. It is 2V2 divided by V1 plus V2. And you'll notice these two formulas are similar to what we have in case of collision. So we'll keep these two formula in mind. And based on this, we can solve some numericals. And I will not do many. If we just do one numerical properly, that's enough to understand this. And more than that is not necessary. Let's look at the question. The question is something like this. And let's try solve this question properly. So a wave is traveling on medium M1. First medium is M1 and enters into another medium. Speed decreases to 75%. It means compared to this speed here, the speed is lower. If speed is lower, the medium is denser. So this question is involving motion from rarer medium to denser medium. So what is the ratio of amplitude, intensity, and other things? And what are the equations? So can we solve this question completely? This is the question what is involved. What it is based on, okay, we are going to first what is information given. It is given V2 is equal to 0.75 V1. We'll assume this velocity to be V1. Value is not given, it's only relative terms here. And since it is given, other speed decreases to 75%, so V2 is equal to 0.75 V1. So what we just based on these two, we can easily calculate. So we'll calculate the amplitude of reflected wave and amplitude of transmitted wave in relation to amplitude of incident wave. AR by AI is equal to V2 minus V1 divided by V2 plus V1. If I substitute value of V2 is equal to 0.75 V1, we get the AR is equal to minus 1 by 7 AI. What does minus sign indicate? This is in accordance with the condition that whenever reflection takes place from the denser medium, wave gets inverted. So reflected wave will have amplitude 1/7 of the incident wave and it will get inverted. And this is simply use of formula. Similarly, you can calculate what is the amplitude of transmitted wave 2 into V2 divided by V1 plus V2. Again, we substitute the value of V2 from here in terms of V1, and then V1 terms will cancel out, and we get the amplitude of transmitted wave as 6 by 7 of AI. We get these two values. Let's try and understand based on this. If this is the equation of incident wave, can we write equation of reflected wave and transmitted wave? Can we write equation of reflected wave and transmitted wave? We know already what are things which are required here. When we write equation of reflected wave and transmitted wave, omega term does not change. Only term will change, and for reflected wave, this also remain K1. Only for transmitted wave, the wave number will change because wavelength will change. We already calculate AT and AI. Let's put those values. So what would be the reflected wave? Reflected wave is equal to its amplitude. Only thing we have changed this, we have inverted this direction. Minus sign has become plus. That's the equation of reflected wave. And since here we don't have to worry about change in phase, because this formula takes care of change in phase also. Whenever V1 is greater than V2, it becomes negative. Yes.
Sir, the K1 value should, the K1 value should change, right, sir, for the reflected wave, because the velocity is different, right?
Right. See, it is traveling in the same medium. Transmitted wave will change. Incident wave and reflected wave, they are traveling in the same medium. That will not change. Which will change? The one which is, so that will change. Okay. So we'll come to that question. What is transmitted wave? Transmitted wave, that's what we'll do here. So transmitted wave, let's see what happens in case of transmitted wave. Transmitted wave, amplitude, we have arrived at the amplitude. Omega will remain same. Only thing it is K2. It is K2. So, but in case of reflected wave and transmitted wave, how do you arrive at value of K2 in terms of K1? How are K2 and K1 related? So what is K1 equal to? 2 pi by lambda 1. And what is K2 is equal to? 2 pi by lambda 2. So what will be K2 by K1 equal to? Lambda 1 by lambda 2. And what is lambda 1 by lambda 2 equal to? V1 by frequency and V2 by frequency. So that is equal to K1 by K2 is inverse proportion of V1 by V2. So that's why K1 by K2 is equal to 4 by 3 K1. Just to repeat again. So what would happen when we write this equation? Reflected wave will travel in the same medium. This velocity will not change. K also will not change. What is K value? Is 2 pi by lambda. And velocity is equal to frequency into lambda. What we understand here, okay, so this is the frequency into lambda. So when we write this equation, since if I want to write k term in this equation in terms of k1, what I need to do, I need to find k2 also in terms of k1. So this is k1 2 pi by lambda 1. Lambda 1 is the wavelength in the first medium, rarer medium, and this is the wavelength in the second medium. So k2 by k1 is equal to, from this equation we take the ratio and we arrive at v2 by v1. So this is the equation. So k2 is equal to 4 by 3 k1. This is the equation we get here. And second thing, if you want to understand why the speeds are different, if you want to understand if the tension is same, what is the ratio of mu value, that also we can arrive at. In place of v2, what is v2 equal to t by mu 2, root of t by mu 2 is equal to 0.75, written as 3 by 4 by the root of mu 1. From this equation, if we square both sides, we get mu 2 is equal to 16 by 9 mu 1. So density per unit length, a mass per unit length in the denser medium is higher by a factor of 16 by 9. That's what we can easily arrive at based on the formula. But we can do something more. Let's continue further. So these are three equations we arrived at. This was the equation of an incident wave. This is the equation of the reflected wave. This is the reflection of this equation of the transmitted wave. Other thing is, suppose and let's say this is x is equal to 0. From these two equations, can we calculate what will be the slope on the left hand side and what will be the slope on the right hand side? Can we calculate slope on the left hand side and right hand side of the interface? How do I calculate slope? What does slope means? Slope is dy by dx. But when we calculate left hand side, it is combined effect of incident wave and the reflected wave. Let's see how do we calculate this point also. So what will be the LHS slope? LHS slope will be equal to dy by dx of incident wave and dy by dx of reflected wave. So this term here, this is when I write this derivative. So the k1 term comes here. This is the slope of this is derivative of incident wave, and this is definitely derivative of the reflected wave. So slope here will be because of superposition of two. So the way we add a y coordinate or its displacement, similar way slope also can be added. At x is equal to 0, 0 minus h tending to 0, just on the left hand side. If I substitute x is equal to 0, the slope comes equal to minus 8 by 7. Then these two terms will add up. Sorry, I missed k1 term here. This also is k1. Okay, this also is k1. That's the only thing I missed out. So this will come equal to minus 8 by 7, k1 into ai cos of omega t. That's the slope on the left hand side. Can we calculate slope on the right hand side also? Right hand side of this interface is only due to transmitted wave. It will be derivative of this term here, and then substitute x is equal to 0. Again, this also small error I made. This is what K2. Sorry, this is K2. So, sorry, K1 only. Why is K1? I already multiplied by 4 by 3. Oh, sorry, this already written in terms of K1. That's correct only. Okay. Only thing I haven't missed out K1 here. So when we take its derivative, so this term will come as okay. When you take the derivative, this term how will come? This term is ai. The coefficient of x will come here, and that's the rest of that's the term here. At x is equal to 0, again I substitute x equal to 0. This is the term we get here. You notice something special here. This slope is equal to this slope, which has to be true. There cannot be any kink at this point. So what we understand from here, no kink at the junction or anywhere. So whenever we talk about wave on a string, the no kink in the junction, or in a way, what we are saying here, if we have a dy by dx is differentiable on all parts of the string. Any point we take, the left hand limit of derivative and right hand limit of derivative would always be equal. It cannot form a kink. And why it cannot form a kink, maybe I'll just, if somebody's interested, maybe I'll just briefly explain after the work session in the afternoon session. So there's no kink and slopes come equal. So there's second thing, how about if these are three waves? We can also check what is incoming energy per unit time and what is outgoing energy per unit time, which is incoming power, outgoing power. Because this is what happens during inflection process. If there's no energy loss is taking place, whatever energy comes in, and that energy goes back in two forms. It gets distributed in some part in reflected wave and some part is transmitted wave. So power of incident wave has to be equal to sum of power of reflected wave and transmitted wave. And these are the terms we already arrived at. V2 was given as 0.75 V1. And based on V1, I have also calculated mu2 in terms of mu1. So that we can write all terms in terms of mu1 and V1. Let's calculate what is the power of incident wave. Power is equal to energy contained in length equal to velocity. That's an easy way to remember. And that is equal to 1/2 mu1 omega square ai square V1. That's the power of incident wave. What is power of reflected wave? Power of reflected wave, mu1 will remain same. Omega is same. In place of amplitude, we'll take the amplitude of reflected wave, which is ai by 7. Since we're squaring, sign is immaterial, 1/7 of ai square. And velocity V1 is remaining same because it is traveling in the same medium. What is power of this is what the expression comes to. This is 1/48, 1/98 mu1. This expression for power of the reflected wave. This is power of the incident wave. What is power of the transmitted wave? 1/2. Now we are taking the mu value for that medium, mu2. This wave is traveling in the second medium, having mass per length equal to mu2. Omega remains same. Amplitude, this is an expression which is already expressed in terms of ai, 6/7 ai square into V2. Now, which velocity? Here we have the velocity in the second medium. What we need to know, if you have to compare this expression, even mu2 also is substitute in terms of mu1, and V2 also is substitute in terms of V1, so that we can add it up. So what is mu2? We have calculated mu2 is equal to 16/9 mu1. Rest also remains omega square. This term also remains same. And we substitute V2 is equal to 3/4 V1. If we simplify all this term, it comes equal to 48/98 mu1 omega square, this expression. So what you find here, when you add those two, sum of these two comes equal to this. So what we have done actually is, and what we have done now, this is the basis on which the formula of ratio of amplitudes is derived on. Formula amplitude derivation is based on boundary conditions. What are two boundary conditions? The slope at any instance on the right hand side of the junction and left hand side are being equal, and there's no loss of energy. Incident energy is equal to, in any small time interval, is equal to outgoing energy in form of reflected wave and transmitted wave. That's a wave reflection and transmission. So that's what it more or less completes the part of reflection and transmission.